Everyone has their own narrative about them. Some say they're a must pull. Some say they're an account breaker. Some say they're the absolute strongest this game's ever seen. Some say they're completely unusable. Some say future-proof. Some say dead on arrival. The truth is, right now, they're all correct. Trying to determine Finon's strength is like trying to get an Acheron main to accept that it's been 8 patches since their character was actually able to clear. It's just not possible. Finon exists as the ultimate contradiction, sitting on a blade's edge in the meta. We know all too well the abyssal depths of irrelevancy that he could very well succumb to, but the potential peak that he may reach is something that's well beyond our most wild imaginations, and certainly far surpassing anything that we've seen until now. Will Finon be left behind before he even gets his chance to succeed, or will he become the new Dawn, destined to change Star Rail forever? We're giving away 3 Star Rail monthly passes to the community. Subscribers who comment on this video and at least one other on the channel will have a chance to win. And I'll be reaching out to the winners in the second week of September to deliver the passes to your account. Best of luck in the giveaway, and thank you to our sponsor for making this possible, LD Shop. Gacha games are an expensive hobby, but with LD Shop, they don't have to be. LD Shop is a safe and reliable game top-up site created by LD Player Emulator, which offers unbeatable prices for Wineric Shards and other in-game purchases in Honkai Star Rail, as well as Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, and other games. If you use the affiliate link below, you'll receive a 15 and 5% off coupon, which can save you up to $50 in Honkai Star Rail purchases. All you need is your server and game ID to top up, and if you spend over 80 USD in 1 month at LD Shop, you'll get a free supply pass. Thank you to LD Shop for sponsoring this video, and be sure to check them out using the link in the pinned comment and description. What are we currently witnessing? There was a point in time where if you ran a sustainless comp, you either just downloaded HSR today, or were one of those people with 8 spreadsheets open on their second monitor in MOC. But here we are, seeing some of the most baffling, completely unconventional compositions utilized at a top level. To put it into some perspective, Bronya is unironically a top tier support again because of the massive buffs she gives Finon, making her a best in slot unit for a top meta team in the Lord's Year of 2025. So if you're keeping track, yes, this is somehow the second time Bronya kicked Sparkle out of a top team. Finon's current strongest teammates are Sunday, Bronya, and with the third slot being more of a flex pick. Cypher is generally the consensus best, but you can slot in Tingyun, Robin, RMC, Tribby, or another option that we'll discuss later. With Finon, and only Finon, this actually makes sense. Finon's entire kit is centered around giving him an enormous amount of buffs, popping your ults, and hopefully dealing enough damage to nuke the enemy before they absolutely nuke you. In other words, mega ultra high risk, mega ultra high reward. His relic set gives bonuses for receiving buffs, his kit gives him bonuses for receiving buffs, so needless to say, he wants to get as many buffs as possible. So obviously, wasting an entire slot and losing out on so much free damage by running a sustain defeats the entire purpose of using Finon. I mean, you get 270% extra HP, lifesteal, and death evasion. Why would you ever use a sustain? Okay, now let's talk about how horrible Finon is without a sustain. Are people out of their damn minds? Are we just forgetting that Finon gets 45% crit damage when he's healed, and the core flame stack he gets when targeted by an energy regen ability? Because I haven't had so many characters die in endgame content since the days of Bailu and Japard. Have you seen how much damage these enemies started doing ever since it became Honkai Casterus Rail? All it takes is 2 attacks aimed at the same teammate for the run to essentially be over, which is damn near a statistical certainty. Sure, Finon may be a-okay, but you'd think we're back in Belobog after seeing so many dead Supreme Guardians. Oh, did you think that the Mickey Mouse baby's first turn-based combat, absolutely shameless, please pull for Casterus mechanic would save you? All that's good for is keeping that sex pest Tectone out of the community when it comes to Finon comps, because you have no way of actually healing after you proc it. This character has got to be the most immersive unit in the game, since you're going to need 33,550,336 attempts to actually clear. Did your meteor not bounce to the right target? Run's ruined. Did one of your supports get attacked one too many times? Run's ruined. Ulted too early? Run's ruined. Too late? Run's ruined. Bronya E1 didn't proc, didn't get the break to trigger Fall of an Aeon, sent Cypher ult at not the exact right time? You get the idea. I am telling you right now, you are bricking your account if you pull for this character without Huohuo. I think we're far enough into this video that Hoyo's lawyers have stopped watching. So let's talk about Finon's next potential sustain, Danhang Permancer Ture, or Peter for short. Peter is an upcoming sustain unit of the Preservation Path. making him the third limited preservation unit since this game's release. That depressing fact aside, much like Finon, Peter is an odd unit. He's really as much of a harmony as he is a preservation unit, providing powerful buffs to ally targets and scaling off of attack. If you were bad enough at HSR that you somehow unironically had problems clearing with Finon before, there'll be a distant memory once Peter drops. So there, Finon has been solved. Peter fixes all of Finon's issues and will be the new definitive best in slot. Why Hoyo decided to release the uncontested strongest unit in Star Rail with a single weakness, and then give out a unit that fixes that weakness for free only a few patches later, we may never know. But you can bet that I won't be complaining. And I don't think it's just Finon that's been solved. I think this has, in effect, solved the entire game. With Finon and New Dan Heng, there isn't a stage that can exist where that team wouldn't be the best choice. Let's not forget, Finon's ult can handle single target, blast, and AoE, while implanting weakness for both of their damage. And with Finon being completely unkillable, enemy mechanics are essentially ignored entirely. I might as well pack up my channel here now, because simply put, there won't be any need to talk about new units in HSR when this duo exists. Okay, now let's talk about how horrible New Dan Heng is with Finon. If I wanted my sustain to waste a skill point every single turn to generate a Finon stack, I would use Lynx. At least she increases aggro value. But even then, who's going to be generating skill points? Obviously not Sunday, and I doubt the other one will. Or are you telling me you want me to unironically spam basic on Finon? So if we're either not generating Core Flame or not generating skill points, what even is his purpose? To shield him in his ult that gives him a billion HP, healing, and that he can't die in? Yeah, let's keep it real. There's no reason to invest in his team at all. Okay, now let's talk about how investing in his team is the most obvious no-brainer choice to make. Have you seen Suridra's kit? Let's get one thing straight. Yes, Suridra is unmistakably overpowered for Finon. For some reason, people view that as a bad thing. But player would say, I don't know, the other best DPS in the game, Anaxa, and you'll be feeling pretty dumb for saying that she's not a worthwhile pull. I mean, if you think Finon is strong now, and he is the strongest character in the game, you aren't ready for his damage to effectively double with the inclusion of Suridra. Most enemies aren't even surviving one meteor, and you're gonna tell me all I need to do to be able to hit them with two stronger ones in the first cycle is to pull for a character at E0? How is her value as a unit even a question? Plus, it makes him run sustainless so much easier. And we enter this cycle once more. For the first time since I started doing this, I don't have a graph I can point to, nor any data worth analyzing. I think Finon is incredibly powerful, but I completely understand why so many people think that he's borderline unusable. Once again though, people are really neglecting to mention one of the most important aspects of a Star Rail character. How fun are they to use? And in that aspect, there is absolutely zero uncertainty. Finon is so incredibly enjoyable to pilot, you really start to feel like you're playing a completely different game when he's on your team. Part of that is the same reason why everyone is so confused about him. He is, without a doubt, the most difficult character to pilot. Sure, HSR is a simple, casual game, but his introduction is a breath of fresh air for those of us who love learning and mastering unique gameplay loops. So does it really need to be said? Oh, of course it does. You know exactly what I'm about to say next. Finon is, quite literally, the Victor Wembanyama of Honkai Star Rail. Just like how Wemby himself is a complete newcomer, but has already taken the game by storm with their unique playstyle and unmistakable build, Finon is, without a doubt, the unit to be paying attention to. Despite some clear initial setbacks, I don't think it's any exaggeration at all to say, at full strength, they could very well be the single strongest force that this game has ever seen. And let's not forget, he doesn't even have all of the right pieces surrounding him yet, and when that does happen, what we're bound to witness will change the game forever. Everyone has their own narrative about Finon. Must pull, account breaker, the strongest this game's ever seen, completely unusable, future-proof, dead on arrival. The truth is, he is the blazing sun, destined to rise. Thank you for watching. More Star Rail videos coming soon.
Anyway, $4 a pound.